Now, something you may know about me is I love anime and manga. I mean, I created a whole channel just to show my passion for it. My videos may not be fancy by any means, but they are simple, and I enjoy sharing my thoughts for my hobbies. One genre of manga that I love more than anything else is that of Yuri, aka girls' love. And I swear to Hestia, if one of you dares mention that bullshit show, Yuri on Ice, I will destroy you. That show knows what it did, and I despise it. There is something about this genre that has always entertained me, and I have a lot of people ask me, Plague, where should I start? I'm interested, but I have no idea. Well, my dear viewer and future Himdashi brother, I got together with my very top secret council, and we have put together 5 great recommendations to get you guys started. You will soon, hopefully, understand what it is my council decided to accomplish. But before that, let's set some ground rules. Number 1, we will only be talking about series that have finished, as I do not believe you need to start a few of the series that I've followed that have been ongoing for a long time. Good news for you though, most Yuri does end up only being 3 to 5 volumes typically. None of the ones in this video ever reach a point of overstaying their welcome. Not like you can have that much Yuri, but different argument. Second rule, I will only be covering series that have been legally published in English. So those of you who are fans of certain series that have not been given the proper release treatment, I am sorry. But I like keeping my channel legal. But do let me know your favorites in the comment section below, as I'm always looking to read more. Now that we got that out of the way, let us begin our dive down the Yuri rabbit hole by starting with something small and sweet. Now, this series is a bit nostalgic for me, as it's far from the first Yuri I've ever read. And trust me, I've read a lot at this point. This was one of the first ones I've ever owned, if not the first, when I started to rebuild my collection a few years back. This was a nice 3-volume read that I honestly wish was a bit longer. The story follows Koharu Hanamura, who is excited to finally begin her high school experience. When upon reuniting with her friends, Koharu is startled by a beautiful girl that passes them by. Soon after, she discovers that the girl lives far away in the city and is rumored to be extremely shy. She decides to try and talk to her. Koharu recognizes her as a classmate from an early childhood and invites her to view cherry blossoms after school. However, it becomes apparent that Koharu has not changed much over the years, causing sensitive feelings to resurface within the girl. Once the two girls begin seeing each other regularly, their relationship blossoms, marking the start of their wonderful days together. This is a series that I want more people to read, not only for Yuri, but it's just ridiculously cute. Like, I got diabetes reading this series. The art is fantastic, and it is very relaxing to look at. There's not much Yuri in it. It's just an incredibly fun and adorable, cute girls doing cute things. And it's just very wholesome, and I feel even normal audiences can appreciate this. When I revisited this series for the video, I found myself reading the whole series fairly fast. I already have an above average reading level, but I managed to get through all 3 volumes in the span of an hour. In all honesty, this series is just harmless in my eyes. It does not upset me as much as other series that I will talk about at another point, but it is far from my line of favorites. This is a time when I look past the short runtime of a series, and I just enjoy my wonderful days that I had with it. The series is being published by 7 Seas Entertainment if you want to own it for yourself. Now, this next story is kind of interesting, as it actually deals with some legitimate adult problems that we all face at some point in our life. After Hours is the story about Emi Ashahina. Emi is someone who has never been fond of clubs. She just wants to go home as she waits for her friend in a hot spot of
of Tokyo's nightlife. That is, until a beautiful DJ by the name of Kei comes to her rescue. Invited to her place for a drink, Imi begins to see the different side of the very same music she couldn't stand just moments ago, and is surprised to find that she may have been given a new perspective on more than just club music. As she wakes up the next morning to see Kei beside her, what will happen? Will Imi take the opportunity to launch herself in an exciting new direction, or will her indecisiveness get the better of her? Now, this is a series that I have a love-hate relationship with. I love it because it's more mature. It deals with a mature topic, and the read is interesting, as I don't know anything about the nightlife or club experience other than what my friend has told me, but I could tell the author put in a lot of thought into everything. The art in this series is surprisingly surreal. The backgrounds are really well detailed. Damn it, the series looks and feels wonderful, but I feel it would have been better if it was experienced as an anime. I feel that there's a lot that could be explored, and I am salty about the ending, but I'll save my rant for another video. As nobody has really talked about this series, I want to bring it into the light. I want more people to read it because it's very good. The series can be read on the Viz Media app or can be bought physically. If you are into clubbing or you want a story that does not take place in a high school, then please go check it out and experience this amazing art for yourself, and then be sure to come back after hours to see the next amazing piece of Yuri manga.
Machi Morimoto is a girl who's expected to settle down, get married, and become a stay-at-home mother. Her parents nag her about finding a suitor, but she's neither interested in nor understands love. In an attempt to stop her parents from controlling her life any more than they do, she marries her best friend Hana, who lost her job and needed a place to crash. Hana is into girls, and she has had a crush on Machi ever since high school. Machi, though, has never experienced the tender feeling of loving or being loved, while Hana is an extrovert who is very charismatic. As the short manga comes to a swift end, only time will tell if their fake marriage allows true love to flourish or end up driving them apart. There's so much potential with this series, but unfortunately, my viewers, it was canceled too soon, and I'm just kinda salty about that. This complaint does not take away from the story, I just wish it was longer. Maybe another volume, 5 more chapters, that's all I'm asking. There's a lot of possibilities that I wanted to see with this story. I got really invested in all these characters, and because I know the artist, and my Super Yuri fans will also recognize the name, this is the same person who made NTR, which was a fantastic read that I will be covering in full at some point down the line, but I'm still processing my thoughts on that ending, so we'll get there. But I am still a fan of Sensei Kodama. I mean, this is great Yuri. The character designs are just adorable, and you can see Kodama really has fun with her work. And you know what? That's all I can ask. The series is being published by 7 Seas Entertainment if you'd want to own it for yourself. Have you ever wanted to just pause time to escape a bad situation? Well, do I have a fun story for you. Shai Mizuzu Moritani is a totally average girl, except for her totally out-of-this-world ability to stop time for 3 minutes a day. Most people are affected by her power, but she soon learns her abilities have no effect on her school's idol, Haruka. When she's caught sneaking a peek under her skirt, against all odds, a relationship blossoms from this compromising situation. One that is as fragrant and wonderful as the fleeting 3 minutes she spends each day frozen in time. Now, this was a very, very cute read and watch, and is the only recommendation on today's list that also has an anime adaptation. It is a movie adaptation, but it's really, really adorable. The art style is very unique, and I believe captures the charm of the manga very well. to be honest, I also enjoyed the change of pace. I watch way too much anime for my own good, so it's very nice to see a different art style every now and then. It helps me stay motivated. And you know, sometimes we all just need a little time in our life that can be considered a fragment of enjoyment. It also makes me question, what would I do if I could stop time for 3 minutes a day? To be honest, I don't know what I would do, but let me know down in the hate lab below what you would do, my viewers. With that, I highly recommend checking this series out. You will not regret it. The series is being published by 7 Seas Entertainment if you are interested, and the anime is being released and published by Sentai Filmworks. Now, this next series on my list is one of intrigue. It's not for the story, but it's one of the few series that I own that was published in full color. And I enjoy full color every now and again, and this was genuinely nice to see, as this is exceedingly rare in the manga world. Now, the series also touches a little too close to home for me though, as the series made me relive some of my old theater memories, which was nice and depressing at the same time. And from what I gathered from reading the afterword in the final volume, that's the part where the author thanks you for reading and talks about the story. Stop skipping it, you plebeians. It's part of the story. You know who you are. Bon. Anyway, from reading the afterword, we learn that the story is based on a real-life Yuri couple from Okinawa, and this was genuinely nice to see. The story follows 2 college students with a shared dream as their opposite paths collide. Would their ambitions bring them together, or will they pull them apart? Haruka has abandoned her dreams of theater, but finds herself still haunted by memories. Meanwhile, Nao chases her aspirations for the stage head-on, refusing to back down or let obstacles obscure her way. When the lives of the 2 women cross, despite their contrary feelings, they end up entangled as romance sparks between them. And I will say, I really enjoy this art for this series as well. Not only does the color add extra charm to the story, it also gives you a sense that you're fully experiencing someone's life. When I found out the reason why Haruka gave up theater, it was so wholesome, but just a tad depressing. And I was able to relate with the reasoning on a personal level. This was a great romance story alone. And if you're a theater kid, which, let's be honest, some of you watching this probably are, you will find even more joy out of this series than the average reader. I would love to see this series given an anime adaptation. Out of all the series on this list today, it's the one I want to see the most, because there is a lot that could be done, and I feel this story would sell very well. This is a series that I find is very well paced. Even though it is short, it is wonderful. This was a remarkable story, and one of my favorites out of all the recommendations that made it into this final cut. This one is definitely worth the time it takes to read, and it will only take around 90 of the 525,600 minutes that you have in a year. 20 respect points for those who get the reference. This series is being published by 7 Seas Entertainment if you want to own it for yourself. And with that, we have reached the end of today's lesson and list. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know if you guys could tell compared to my past videos, I had a lot more fun making this one. And I really hope I have been able to get you started on the path to becoming a himdashi like myself. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I have a lot more Yuri I would love to talk about at some point down the line. Some series will get their own video to themselves, and I will definitely be doing a part 2 to this guide at some point with some spicier entries, as well as giving mini-series their own dedicated video. So if you're interested in more great Yuri content I will be making, please hit that red button down there at the screen. But yeah, this video was fun to make. Let me know if you guys like stuff like this in the hate lab below, and I may try to make more videos like it. Until next time, I'm Professor Plague, and I need to now weave a monologue for a dear friend.